Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about what will make you understand art better. Before we begin, remember to give this video a thumbs up for more art appreciation and art critique. Okay, so I want to tell you guys about my conversation with a friend. He told me recently that he went to see a Van Gogh exhibition. He loves Van Gogh and was really looking forward to seeing some of his favorite paintings in person. One particular painting he was excited to see was Sunflowers, and when he finally stood in front of it, he felt nothing. There was no emotional response. He did not feel connected to it, and he began to wonder if he just didn't get it. Maybe it wasn't all that great. Maybe the critics were wrong. He wondered if he should like it, but he just couldn't bring himself to do it. Now, before I continue, I want to say that there's nothing wrong with not liking a painting. Of course you can't connect with every single artwork out there, but this feeling of not getting it, of not connecting with something that millions of people have loved throughout history is something that has happened to many of us. And it might be happening to you right now. So let's talk about it. Why do we sometimes feel nothing when standing in front of a painting that we've even taught to believe is a masterpiece? Or why do we sometimes feel confused or even angry? And most importantly, what do we do about it? I am convinced that most of our confusion when looking at art comes from one thing, which is that we are looking for answers. We want to figure out what the meaning is. We want to figure out what the artist was thinking. We want to figure out why this brushstroke and not another, why this color and not another. And while these are all important questions and there are absolutely valid reasons to ponder over them, they are not the most powerful way to engage with a painting. You see, when you look at a painting and you try to figure it out, you are completely missing the point. And the point, my friends, is that the most powerful art in the world is not about giving you an answer. It is about giving you a question. Think about it. When we encounter something that challenges our ideas, our feelings, or our experiences, we tend to react defensively. We build walls. We become close off. We try to shut down the uncomfortable feelings that come up. We try to find reasons why it doesn't apply to us. We say things like, well, that's not my cup of tea, or that's just weird. I don't get it. I don't need to get it. It's not my fault. These statements are all ways to avoid dealing with the uncertainty of a situation, to avoid dealing with the discomfort of not having an answer. And the same thing happens when we look at art. If we approach it as a puzzle to be solved, we miss the point. We become fixated on finding the right answer instead of letting the art challenge our ideas and feelings. Let's take the example of Gustav Klimt's painting The Kiss. When we look at this painting and try to figure it out, we might ask ourselves questions like, okay, why is the background so geometric? What does it mean? Why are they kissing like this? Why is he wearing a top hat? Why is she wearing that dress? What kind of jewelry is she wearing? And while all of these are valid questions, they only get us so far. They do not allow us to experience the power of this painting. In fact, they prevent us from experiencing its power. So what do we do instead? Well, instead of looking for answers, instead of trying to figure out the painting, we should try to figure out how the painting makes us feel. How does it make you feel? What emotions does it bring up inside you? Does it remind you of someone you know, or maybe a memory or a dream? Maybe it makes you feel a bit uneasy. Maybe you feel uncomfortable. Maybe it makes you question things you've always believed to be true. Whatever it is, embrace it. Let yourself feel whatever it is that the painting brings up inside you. That is where the real magic happens. That is where the real power of the painting lies. When we allow ourselves to feel, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We become more creative. We become more empathetic. We become more understanding. We learn to appreciate the beauty of life in all of its forms, including its imperfections. And that is the true secret to understanding art. Embracing the messiness, the ambiguity, the uncertainty, that's where the answers lie. Or perhaps they don't, and that's okay too. Let's take another example. Pablo Picasso's Les Demoiselles d'Avignon. When we look at this painting and try to figure it out, we might ask ourselves questions like, why does it look so strange? Why are the women depicted like this? Why is the perspective so unusual? And again, while all of these are valid questions, they do not allow us to experience the power of this painting. Instead of focusing on the painting's strangeness, let's ask ourselves, how does it make us feel? Does it make us feel uncomfortable? Maybe it challenges our ideas about beauty. Maybe it confronts us with our own biases and prejudices. Maybe it makes us question our own perceptions of the world. You see, when we allow ourselves to feel, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We become more creative. We become more empathetic. We become more understanding. We learn to appreciate the beauty of life in all of its forms, including its imperfections. And that is the true secret to understanding art. So the next time you stand in front of a painting that you don't understand, that you don't get, instead of trying to figure it out, instead of trying to find the right answer, embrace the messiness, the ambiguity, the uncertainty. That's where the answers lie. Or perhaps they don't, and that's okay too. Ask yourself, how does this painting make me feel? What does it bring up inside me? And in that moment, you will understand art on a deeper level. You will understand yourself on a deeper level. So what do you think? Do you agree with this perspective? Do you think that the point of art is to make us feel something rather than to tell us something? Let me know in the comments below. Also, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more art appreciation and art critique. I would also love to hear about your experience with art. Have you ever stood in front of a painting that you just didn't get? What was it like? What did you do? Thank you for watching. Until next time, remember to keep creating.